This is for you, Kings fans, wherever you may be. All the frustration and disappointment of the past is gone. The 45-year drought is over. The Los Angeles Kings are indeed the kings of the National Hockey League. They are the 2012 Stanley Cup champions.
Everyone. Oh, we've been waiting for this day for a long time. I dreamt of this day. I thought it would never happen. It felt like it was so far away. James Harden. It's over. It's finally over. The nightmare. I can't even begin to describe how I feel. I don't think I've even fully processed this all. And I know a lot of people are going to give me hate in these comments, but let me just say this. James Harden was a great Clipper. He did well, his 2.5 years. But oh my God. I'm going to get really real for a second, and people are going to think I'm a psychopath, because I kind of am. But I want people to understand something. I love this game of basketball so much. So much. It's given me everything. And I believe that the game, certain styles of play are not great for high-level winning. And James Harden was just one of those guys that I felt like has damaged the sport. He might be great at what he did, and you can say he's influential and revolutionary because he is. But he is, and it's not necessarily just his fault because things work for him, but they haven't worked for him in terms of the highest level. But his stands, who I don't have to deal with anymore. That's the greatest win ever, is that his stands are going to be out of my comment section. No more of these fucking losers. That End of Democrats account, that It's D's Nuts account, all these accounts, all those people that sent me death threats over the years, they are gone. They are dundada. They're going to Cleveland. They're packing their bags and getting their factories visits ready in Cleveland. They're going over to Danny Cunningham's channel on Locked On Cavs. They're going to go terrorize other content creators. I am free. I am free from the shackles of these losers. Next, it's the Kawhi stands that have to go. But the Kawhi stands are much more tolerable when James Harden's gone. The James Harden stands are gone. And honestly, I tolerate Kawhi a lot more, and I'm a lot more positive about Kawhi now that we don't have James. I can't believe I just said that we don't have James. Before we get into all the fun stuff, I'm just going to say this. Going back to the basketball thing, right? And by the way, super chats are turned on if you want to drop $1, a dime. Any donation is appreciated. If you want to be a member of the channel, there are benefits to that, including my man Jamal Clip 4. Anyway, he's not going to suit up tomorrow. It's too early. Anyway. Let me just say this. the way that James Harden plays, I think he has promoted the not just the foul baiting, the over dribbling, right? I think a lot of people have been tricked, especially in the highlight era, to think that a bunch of dribbling moves makes you more skilled, or a bunch of dribbling moves is better than just keeping it simple and using 2 to 3 dribbles to get by a guy. Now, some might say whatever works for each person, like it really just depends on what works for you. I don't fully subscribe to that because James Harden consistently gets tired in big, like at the end of games and deep in series, because he's asked. No, I don't even want to say he's asked to do too much, but it's the position he puts himself in by being the system and being the guy that dribbles so much. And no one's forcing him to dribble so much when he ISOs and when he runs the show, but that's just his game. And you can bait him into enough step back threes that he's not doing what he does best, in my opinion, which is when he gets downhill. And then in his prime, he neglected a spot of the floor that ended up costing his team to some degree when they went 27 straight threes missed in game 7 against the Rockets, against the Warriors, because Chris Paul, their only player that shot mid-range jumpers, did not play in that game. When James Harden, like, I do lives of every playoff game, with last year being the only one. But if you remember my channel, you can see the lives from last year, or the post games from last year. And I'm still yet to release a bunch, but I'm still going to do that because ever since I started this channel in 2020, like the first full season was 2020, 2021, every single playoff game has to basically be covered. So I've talked about James Harden in his playoff games with the Nets and his playoff games with the Sixers before he came to us. And I saw enough, and I gave him another chance. You know, it wasn't like when he left Houston, I was like, oh, he still can't win a ring. It was in 2022 and 2023, I gave him a chance to show me, like, you know what, at least perform, at least do your part. And he didn't. And he showed this effort in game 6 against Miami and in game 6 and 7 against Boston, where I'm like, do you really care? Like, you try to come off like this guy that says that he cares so much about winning and this and that, but your lack of effort defensively in transition, your lack of aggression in a must-win game, going out like that doesn't tell me that you're desperate to win a title, dude. And even his own stands, even some of his own stands that are like actually no ball, which is like 1%, those guys can see it too. Like, they've even said that he can go out like sorry and stuff like that. So I had wanted no part of him, in addition to the fact that I just didn't want to have to be subscribed to watch that basketball every night, to that foul baiting, to that dribble, tween, step back. Like, it's just stagnant offense. It puts a lot of pressure on your shooters sitting in the corner to hit shots, even though they're going to get a ton of open shots with Harden, and whoever your pick and roll big is with Harden is going to get so many easy baskets. It just kind of puts everybody in, I'm feeding off of your plate role. You know, I'm feeding off of your plate. I think that's not, when you look at most championship teams, you see more movement off the ball and more ball movement, and that's all started by Harden, in my opinion. There were a lot of fans that were talking about, especially Kawhi stands, that are like, oh, the offense is so stagnant with my man Tom. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Tom here, good move for us. No more rando ISO ball. There was a lot of people that said, though, oh, Ty Lue doesn't run anything. He just runs a stagnant offense with ISO ball. With James Harden, he wants to play that way. He's a great isolation player, so he wants to play isolation. He wants to pick and roll, like switch hunt, or, you know, just read the defense and pick and roll. But you put so much on the plate of James Harden that you live and die by James. And to me, that's not championship basketball, especially because James himself doesn't perform all the time at these big games. So, you know, that's just my basketball take on Harden. And I think he's negatively influenced the sport in ways, because I'm going to give an example. I know that's very harsh, but like, that's why I feel the way I do about him. It's not personal. Like, seems like a cool dude. He's an egomaniac, though, for sure. He does this whole fake unselfish bullshit where he acts like he's like, oh, all about the team. Like, no, he's not. This move tells you he's all about his own money. He's all about being the system and having the ball in his hands. It's not necessarily about all the shots he takes, but he always leads the league. He's like top 10 everywhere he goes in time with the ball in his hands. He's just too ball dominant. He doesn't move without the ball at all. That just limits your offense, even though he's so good at what he does. Like, don't get it wrong. Let me just say this. The only thing I learned about Harden in his time here was that he was good with the fans, and I admired that about him. He showed me nothing about his NBA career. He just showed me nothing new. He just showed me that he continued to be good for a very long time, and he continues to be good for a long time. He didn't show me anything new. I watched James Harden. I've never missed a playoff game of his. And I can tell you that I actually used to enjoy watching him play basketball before Mike D'Antoni like altered his game and Morey. It was a drag. Like, I don't give a shit how many games he won last year. Like, he did some good things for the Clippers, but me as a basketball fan, as a person that lives and breathes this sport and, has a club basketball team and coaches teams and watches every fucking, and doesn't even watch TV shows because I'm too busy watching basketball, studies the history of the game, all this shit. I don't care if we're winning playing that way. I know it's not going to lead to the ultimate goal. And we got James Harden to help us win a championship, not to go out in the first round 2 straight years. So again, when I stood 10 toes down on my take about Harden never going to win us anything, I fucking won. And you Harden stands lost. And all you people that combated me lost. Whether you think it's Harden's fault or not, we did not win a championship with him, which is the reason we brought him in. So I am still undefeated in this Harden thing, and if you're delusional enough to believe that fool's going to win a ring. Like the Cavs I feel so sorry for Cavs fans because they're not having a good season, but you know what's going to happen now is Harden's going to go there. He's going to do some good things. They might win a series and they're going to lose again. So was it a good move for Cleveland? Let's wait on that. I still got too much to say about Harden. At the end of the day, when we got James Harden, I was like, damn, we have my least favorite player to watch on our team. How am I going to do this? Like, how am I going to continue being a fan if I'm so anti what this guy brings, no matter how good he is? He's still such a good player. I remember when I got that news, like all the joy left my body. And I was on a trip in Austin, Texas, visiting some of my college friends. And I just was drinking like crazy. I was literally like binge drinking. I was like, dude, like, I don't even know what I'm going to do. Like, am I still going to be a Clipper fan? Like, I really can't stand this guy's game. Like, nothing personal, but I can't stand his game. But I know one day it's going to be over. And I'm happy that I stayed strong, but like at first I legitimately didn't know if I wanted his shots to go in. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I legitimately did not know if I wanted his shots to go in because it was the part that really pissed me off too is the Westbrook angle. The fact that we had Westbrook and essentially lied to him about what his role in the future with the team was and had a replacement in line essentially. If we didn't have a point guard and we were like, oh, we need a point guard, James Harden's that guy, I probably wouldn't have felt as strongly as I did about him. But because we had Westbrook, and I don't think Westbrook's better than Harden. I never said that. Everybody keeps saying that I said that because I was pro Westbrook because he's my guy from UCLA. I never said that. Harden's better than Westbrook. And I would take peak Harden over peak Westbrook too. But I just didn't like that we did that to Russ. And to use my least favorite player to watch to do it, that was what I was just so angry about. And so I don't know. I basically when we got Harden, I just knew we were never going to win a ring. So I stopped believing in anything. I was just you know what? It's not even going to matter. We're not going to win anything. So I'm just waiting for him to be off the team and then I'll have my joy again. And I legitimately can't lie to everyone. And this is where I think everyone's going to think I'm a psycho. I haven't enjoyed watching a Clipper game since we got him. Except for the playoffs, games that I've been there, games that you go to are a little different. But even when I'm there, I'm bored. I can't wait till I interview fans after the game. I can't even lie to you. And maybe that's because I'm too privileged of having been to so many games in my life because the Clippers tickets are cheap. But I just don't like watching him play. I just can't stand it. I have a kid that I coach, right? And he's a Harden disciple. I don't even know if that's his favorite player, but he did say that's my twin. He's a lefty point guard. He's very shifty, but he doesn't move without the ball, and he wants everything to run through him. And I've been on his ass this season about it, but he still doesn't get my point yet. But he's not one of my club players, so I'd like him to keep coming around, to my club team, so I can help him with that. Because I just think that you're limiting yourself so much if you don't play off ball. I just think you're very much limiting yourself as a player, no matter how good of a decision maker you are. And for example, this kid on my team is a top 2 player on my squad, on one of my school teams. But he's limiting himself. And I just think Harden could be with the talent that he has, he could have even been better than he was. So Jamal Clip 4 says, I've seen you cheering. Let me just say this, right? Of course, when I'm at games, I'm going to cheer because I'm part of the crowd and I want ultimately Clipper fans to look good. So like I am genuinely cheering. I am genuinely cheering for the Clippers. But I just didn't believe in anything. So like when we lost, I didn't care at all. When we won, I also didn't care. I was hyped in the playoffs because, the playoffs are the playoffs. And it's about being with the crowd. It's about the Clipper fans. But did I ever think if we beat Denver, we were going to beat OKC? Hell no. Did I ever think we were going to win the championship in 2024? Hell no. Even in that stretch, we went 26-5 and we were the number one seed in the West. I remember like having this weird feeling where I was like, I'm not happy. Like, I don't get it. Like, do I hate Harden's game that much? So, long story short, or long story long, I literally just like have stopped enjoying Clippers basketball outside of like if I wasn't making content, like I probably wouldn't even watch anymore until we got rid of him. Until the playoffs, I guess. But it's weird because I'm such a big Clipper fan. Like it's kind of hard for me to like imagine my life without James. I'm sorry, my life without the Clippers. My life without James. My life without the Clippers. Like I don't know what it would be like. It's just always been part of my routine wherever I've gone. So I don't know about that. Oh, 100%. I said the Clippers were contenders. I said the Clippers were contenders for the championship. No, I didn't. If I said that, no, there's no way I said that. There's no way I said that. Hey, someone's got a fact check on that. Who's been here all the time? Thank you, Daniel Berry, my man. This is a joke. Kobe's game isn't much different from Harden. That's ridiculous. Don't disrespect Kobe Bryant like that. So yeah, I'm gonna just say this, man. I genuinely haven't enjoyed Clippers basketball in a while. I enjoy making content. I enjoy going to games, but it's been unbearable. I'm so thankful. Yeah, thank you, AJ. I'm so thankful that it's over. It was literally like a nightmare. Like, and I'm saying this knowing how good Harden was for our team and like the positive contributions that he made. He did, and I don't think other Clipper fans should feel this way unless you feel the way you do about his game, like me. Right? If you don't feel as strongly about his game as I do, then you should Clipper fans should like Harden. Like Harden, when he comes back, should get a nice ovation. And you know what? I'll probably clap for him. But I'm just so anti his game and like what it all leads to that I'm just like I just couldn't fake it. Like and what sucked is like I'm getting paid to cover the team, and I try my best to like bite my tongue on a lot of things, and even still, I got so much hate from the Harden stance. Like I legitimately got death threats from these people about Harden, about my opinion of a grown man playing basketball. And I was just like, Jesus, like these people, like it got to a point where I was like questioning to stop doing this. Like I was just like, this is just not worth it. Like I don't even like watching him play, and I have to cover him every day. Like, but I just knew that one day it would be over. That's the thing. I knew one day it would be over. And today is that day. And I'm just so thankful that I'm proud of myself. I can't lie. I'm proud of myself that I fucking stood with it and I still did the pods and I still did all the content, even with me hating this fool's game and never fucking with him once. Never. Appreciating is different than fucking with someone. I'm just so thankful. Daniel Berry, a member for 2 months, as we all knew this would happen. Darius Garland, if only, will play better. Good piece. I'm gonna wait on Garland for a sec, but I'm just so thankful that all you guys rode with me, and for all the Clipper fans that like got annoyed with hearing me talk about Harden in the way that I did, and were like, man, could you just be a little more positive about one of our players? I'm sorry, because I was never gonna change the way I was. I tried my best to tailor my shit down and like, just kind of not be as much of a hater as I actually am of his game. Let me just make that clear. But I'm appreciative of the fans that stuck with me. At the end of the day, basketball is more important to me than the Clippers, and that's what everyone doesn't understand. The Clippers are a basketball team, but I dedicate my life to basketball, and I love this game so much. I have a very strong view of how it should be played, or what's best for it to be, the best way for it to be played. I don't think the way Harden plays is beneficial to winning championships. So I'm just thankful that we got through it, man. I'm just thankful that this era of Dime Dropper and Locked On Clippers is over. And it was a memorable one. Got some big views, got a bunch of traction. But ultimately, those guys can go fuck themselves. All you motherfucking Harden stands can go fuck yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, except for the like couple that I like. You guys suck. That Benjamin Carrick guy is never going to comment anymore. I'm just so thankful. I'm giving you a shout out. Enjoy your 5 seconds of fame. These motherfuckers were terrorists in my comment section, and they're delusional about the game completely. I cannot wait for them to go terrorize someone else. I don't have to watch James Harden's bullshit anymore. I don't have to watch him play every game anymore. I don't have to cover him anymore. It's a dream come true. I'm so thankful to be a Clipper fan. I'm so thankful to be a fan of this team and to do what I do. And ultimately, I'm so thankful for all of you and for where we're at. Like, it's over, guys. Like, I'm going to be Mr. Positive, Mr. Positive, Darian Positive Vaziri, Dime Positive Dropper. That's what I am right now. I'm Mr. Positive. I'm Mr. Positive. There's no negative bone in my body. There's none. Can't even find one. I am Mr. Positive. Now, let's talk about the trade, right? So in all seriousness, James Harden, this came out of nowhere, right? Like, straight up came out of nowhere. I never thought in a million years that it would happen this quick. You know, I knew that there were eventually going to be discussions about, oh, James Harden's not retiring in 2027, but he wants to retire a Clipper. We're going to want to go a different direction after the 2027 season. And is Harden going to want to go a different direction? You know, he probably wants to stay around. So eventually those talks were going to come up. And even though James is not extension eligible, James probably wanted a verbal commitment that he, you know, was going to get money guaranteed because he's playing so well. You know, he's averaging 25 points a game. He's having a hell of a season. And, you know, you only get that many more years playing at this high a level and to get that guaranteed money. So he wanted some kind of guarantee and we weren't going to give it to him. And so the whole fire Lawrence Frank thing, I'm back on the L. Frank bandwagon, baby. He stood firm and he made a move, and now we have some change. So this is what James Harden's statement was, according to Ramona Shelburne. In life, not even just basketball, when things don't work out, there are ways to end things in relationships without having to crack each other. Okay, maybe we just don't see a future with each other. Maybe we just outgrew each other, whatever the case may be. I feel like other situations weren't like that. And that's why I can respect Steve and L and T. Lou, because they didn't put me in a weird position as much as everybody tried to make it like that. He didn't want to feel like he said, this is the quote, didn't want to feel like I was holding the Clippers up in their future. I wanted them to actually have a chance to rebuild and get some draft capital. In Cleveland, I see an opportunity to win in the East. They got a very good team, coaching staff, all the above. So as much as I wanted to stay in LA and give it a go, I've never won one before. As a basketball mind, I think we have a bit better chance. We had a hell of a 2.5 years. We didn't reach the goals that we all wanted to reach, but I think we built some great memories, had some great wins, and fun moments for all of us. At the end of the day, it's a business, and I think both sides got what they wanted, are in a great place, and are very happy. I'm excited about Cleveland. I'm still trying to chase my first championship and do whatever it takes to win. So a lot to unpack there. So let me just start by saying this. To see that James Harden is appreciative and ended on good terms with Lawrence Frank, Steve Ballmer, and Ty Lue is it's a great thing, you know, because James, a player of, no matter how much I hate him, right, or hate his game, I don't want to say hate him because I actually like these kind of quotes make me like him, but I'm gonna just say this: I wouldn't have such a hard stance on Harden if he weren't so good, if he weren't so polarizing, right? And he's been on way too many teams at this point for how good he is because he's always asking out, and he's, again, it's all about him. But I'm gonna just say this: James Harden, even putting on a Clipper uniform, is massive for the franchise. A franchise who was the biggest joke in the NBA at one point has now had the following players suit up for them: Chris Paul, Chauncey Billups, Caron Butler, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, John Wall, Rajon Rondo, DeMarcus Cousins, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. All these guys have put on a Clipper uniform. Paul Pierce. It's insane, right? And James Harden, I mentioned a lot of guys that didn't actually do shit with the Clippers. James Harden did great things with the Clippers, or good things. I mean, first season at Intuit Dome and making the playoffs will always be the James Harden season for us. And that's how he's going to be remembered most fondly, is what he did in 2024-25 with Kawhi Leonard out the majority of the year. He put the team on his back and got us into the playoffs in the first year into it. That is, to me, James Harden's lasting legacy as a Clipper. He also just was good in all 3 years. Like, he had 3 seasons for us, and he was good in all 3 of them. So, and he was an all-star with the Clippers. He is the all-time leader in franchise history in triple doubles in just 2.5 years. And he tied the career high, franchise high in points, 55 in a game against Charlotte this year. And he has 2 50-point games for us. That's some real cool stuff. Is he number retirement worthy? I don't know about that. We have to retire one number first. Forgot the GOAT, Marcin Gortat, says Joao Suarez. I like Marcin Gortat on the Wizards, but let me just say this. James Harden, I wouldn't put him over Elton Brand as a Clipper, but I would put him over Cassell or any of those other guys, even Maggette, just because of, how good he was. I would not put him over Chris and Blake. I probably wouldn't put him over DJ, even though he's so much better at basketball, but I probably wouldn't put him over DJ. Paul George, I think it's debatable, but I lean Paul George just because of 2021. And then I'd say Kawhi is obviously a better Clipper just because of his tenure, legacy. But I'll just say this. Harden, for what his expectation was in the time that we had him, he was better than those 2 guys, than Kawhi and Paul. For what we expected of Harden, I think Harden honestly overachieved in the eyes of some Clipper fans. And for me, honestly, he was a little better than I expected just because of how available he was. I knew he would be available. I knew he's always been available, but he had come off some injuries and stuff like that. So I was, the hamstring stuff was fresh. He had been kind of banged up in that 2023 playoffs too. So I was a little bit skeptical about aging Harden, but his health was awesome. Another bonus is he never sneak dissed us like PG. That is true too, Jamal Clip 4. So yeah, I'm just so thankful I don't have to watch Harden play anymore and talk about him anymore like that. I'll talk about him in the playoffs when the Cavs inevitably lose. Oh yeah, so I want to say this. So I'm happy that he's on good terms with the Clippers because he's going to get a nice ovation. Maybe he'll get his number retired. We'll see. And then I love that he said that he didn't want to feel like he was holding us back. That makes it seem like he fucks with the Clippers, and I love that. So I appreciate you, James Harden, for that. That's actually very nice because we do need to look for the future. And then obviously I'm happy to see him say that he still wants to win a ring. Obviously he's not gonna, but I'll be talking about the playoffs when the Cavs lose, and it's going to be so fun to root against Harden again. I mean, it's going to be great. I can't wait. It's a great day, man. It's really a great day. My 8th graders made the championship. I'm over the moon. I don't have to talk about Harden anymore. I don't have to fake it. I like that I actually can't. I don't have to fake that I can stand his game. It's a dream come true. I'm super positive about the Clippers, guys. I love everybody on the team. I don't love, except for Kawhi. I don't love Kawhi, but whatever. Now, Darius Garland. So the trade is James for Darius Garland and a 2nd-round pick. Let me just say this. It's cool that we got a pick, but more than anything, Darius Garland, he's not better than James Harden right now. The only year you could even argue he was better was last year to me. Or I guess the 2022 season because Harden was fresh off the hamstring. But James is better than him right now, point blank. And then the biggest thing with DG, and I actually really like DG's game. I think he's super shifty and he's a good passer and a good pull-up shooter and he's a good pick and roll player. But my problem with DG is his health. And the Clippers, we always are an injury-prone franchise. We always get injured. And bringing in Darius Garland, that scares me. However, when we talked about, oh, we need to blow it up or we need to sell high when we were 6-20, or what we need to sell right now, we were 6-21, and then we were starting to win and we were like, oh, maybe we should sell high. We said, oh, the returns are not going to be that good. Guys, we got Darius Garland for James Harden. We basically replaced James Harden with a star caliber player who's 26 years old. I know he's kind of injury prone, right? He's only played 25 games this year. He did not play on February 1st against the Blazers. But he had 20 points, and he hasn't played in a while. I mean, it says his last game was January 14th, and he had 20 points. But he had 20-plus points in the last 3 games he played for the Cavs. But with DG, I think his best years are still to come if he can stay healthy. He's been an all-star twice. Last year was his best season with 75 games played, and he averaged 21, 3, and 7 on 47, 40, 88 splits on a number one seed, a 64-win team that won a series. The thing about DG is, I mean, he's a small guard that teams attack in the playoffs. He's not a great defender. But I think, I haven't gotten to see DG's defense on a nightly basis. I would hope it's better than Harden. But I'll say this, Harden holds his own more in ISO situations when he's getting like targeted and pick and roll because of his hands and his strength. But is he a better overall defender in terms of how hard he works on a night-to-night basis than Harden? I would hope so. And then we're also getting an injection of youth with DG. I mean, he's not young necessarily, but he's 26. He's younger than me. And that's a big step for a Clipper team that's old. And the fact of the matter is, we got a guy who's approaching his prime. When we talked about going a different direction, yeah, Darius Garland's not the guy you want to build around, but he could be a great number 2 option. And that's exactly what he is right now. And I honestly think it's so clear now whose team it is. It's Kawhi's. There's no nothing. Is it James's team or is it Kawhi's team? It's Kawhi's team. And Darius Garland will be ball dominant, but not James Harden ball dominant. And I think it could bode pretty well for us if he can stay healthy. Like, I think for this season, did we get better? No. But are we still going to make the play-in? Of course. Are we going to make some noise in the playoffs? I don't know. I don't think that really changed much. I think maybe we got a little bit worse with Garland. But long-term, it's big time because we got a star caliber player for Harden. We thought we might not get anything. We also got a pick. It's a second-round pick, but whatever. And then James Harden is just never going to win a ring. So, like, getting rid of him already opens up the window more, in my opinion. And I know that's a hard stance. But I'm standing on that shit 10 toes, and I always will, and I always did. So fuck all you delusional Harden stands because you can't accept that your boy is a problem. As good as he is, he's still a problem. So DG, baby, I'm so hyped on like being able to like appreciate we have a young player, a new star caliber guy in the building. Like, I'm all about the DG train now. Might have to buy his jersey. DG, baby, I am full in support of him. I've got your back, DG. DG. Let's go. If only Garland stays healthy, says Daniel Barry. Guys, if you want to me to answer all your comments, you got to sow some super chats, man. I can't read all that shit, especially because I don't know who all you are. Some of you guys are Harden stands. Some of you guys are regulars. So at the end of the day, I still think the Kawhi era is a bigger problem, with his injuries and stuff like that. And now we have another guy that's more injury prone. So there's going to be situations probably where Kawhi and Garland are out, and it's going to be like, oh my God, we traded Harden for this. But it's about long term. We're already going a different direction. And I'm so thankful to be a Clipper fan, man. I love all of you so much. I really can't believe it. I literally covered every game that Harden played in a Clipper uniform on Locked On. I'd say 80+% of them on this channel. And I did a vlog for almost every home game he ever played. And I did a vlog for every playoff game he ever played for us, home game. So Harden stands. Take your asses to Cleveland and never fucking come back to my channel again. I can't wait to never talk to you losers, sending them death threats, subtweeting me. You guys are a fucking bunch of losers. Following that fool around from place to place, still believing in that style to win a championship. And if you want to ask a question to the biggest hater and content creator hating Clipper fan, you better send us some money or else I'm not going to answer because I don't got to answer anymore. Good night. Locked On Clippers. Clipper fans, this is a great day. I'm telling you, even those of you that liked Harden, I'm telling you it's a great day. I know you fell under his spell. He did some good things. He was never going to win shit. Okay, are we going to win shit with DG and Kawhi? Not necessarily, but we're one step closer to winning again. DG, welcome to LA, baby. Can't wait to support you, bro. Look at these comments, dude. So by the way, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And also, if you want to be a member of the channel, you can skip the line at post-game interviews. You're going to get entitled when we get to 25 members and 50 members. You either get if you're a Clipper fan, signed ball by the whole 2023-24 team. And if you're a Laker fan, I have an almost even better giveaway for you guys. And there's going to be more of you eligible because there's less Laker fans than Clipper fans subscribe to this channel that are members. And you can also, I'm going to start the members only lives again next week, which is you can ask any question. You can jump on stage. You can debate me. You can hate on me. You can do whatever all you want. But you can ask me. We can break down any film of any player in the last 20 years. So you can do that on the members only live. I actually will be at the game tomorrow. against the Cavs. I think it's too good of an opportunity to not get content. So I'm gonna be asking fans what they think about James Harden getting traded. And remember, I did videos on do we want James Harden? Like you can go back and watch those videos. Do we want James Harden? Like I've covered the whole tenure on Clipper on this channel. So that's what this channel is gonna be. In like 10 years or 5 years, you're gonna look back at this channel and say, damn, like Dime documented the whole 2020s for the Clippers. Like the Harden era, the Westbrook era, the reaction to getting them, you know, the Kawhi era. It's special. My man Sam, he says, congrats, Time. You are finally free. Literally, bro. Like, I'm free. Like, I love the team again. Like, go Clips. Like, I hope, I can't wait till tomorrow's game. I want to see how I feel. Like, am I going to get nervous during the game again? Am I going to actually feel excitement when we win? Am I going to feel down when we lose? Is it going to feel like I'm a fan again? Because I feel like this has been like a job for me since we got Harden. Like, it's just a chore. Like, I don't even want to do it. It's just like I'm doing it because I'm getting paid and I make content. Like, it's a job. It's work. Imagine if I like enjoy it more again. It just would be insane. Right? Shout out to my man Erod. He says, I do remember the live stream the day that Harden got traded to the Clippers. You were pissed and look, it's over. Ah, man, thank you, bro. I stayed strong. I did content. I didn't quit. And now we're one step closer to being free at last. Appreciate all you guys, man. I really do. If you stood with me through all this, with me not even messing with our best player on the majority of nights, then you are really a real one. Because I know that can be annoying. But I just didn't want to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat for views. I'm not going to sugarcoat for the masses. I'm going to be honest about how I feel about basketball. It's a fucking game. But it's life. But it's a game at the end of the day, and it's subjective, and not everything's black and white. You know what is black and white, though? That Harden's not on the Clippers anymore. Birds flying high. Shout out to Shohei Ohtani. You know how I feel. Fish in the sea. You know how I feel. Oh, man. And I'm feeling good. Wow. And that's all these Harden fans are going to go back and like act like Cavs fans now. It shit is funny, man. Peace out, everybody. Go Clippers. 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 Not any player. Peace.